Hello everyone, my name is Cara van Henningen and yeah, I have a little story to share with all of you, so I thought let me just put it out there on social media. So a few months ago I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. It's not completely uncommon, so a lot of you may know of it or have it or know of people that have it. It's the most common cause of hypothyroidism or underactive thyroid in the world. And autoimmune conditions are on the rise in general. So other autoimmune conditions include things like celiac, rheumatoid arthritis, Raynaud's, which I also have, but that's more like a symptom of hypothyroidism, I find. Yeah, Raynaud's disease, Addison's disease, Crohn's, no, not so much, lupus, MS, multiple sclerosis, all those things are autoimmune conditions. And the problem with an autoimmune disease is once you have one, you are more susceptible to developing another one before you know it, you've got something like multiple, like MS. So I have a funny little hair. Selfie videos are funny. So I thought I would just share my story with you. Yeah, and just sort of keep you updated on things that I've been doing and yeah, things that you can try if you have it or know of somebody else that has it, or just to keep yourself healthy. So my symptoms, I've struggled with a range of symptoms, mainly symptoms of hypothyroidism. So most common things would be freezing cold hands and feet, not such a big deal. Obviously, extreme fatigue, and like when I say fatigue, like yeah, I can sleep all day and wake up and go back to sleep again. So I mean, often I was sleeping like 12-14 hours a day, no problem, still feel tired. Muscle cramps, so especially from exercise, my muscles would cramp up very, very easily. I'd get very short of breath, not because I'm unfit, probably because I am unfit. I mean, I am unfit, I haven't been exercising because I have no energy, but also just because, like, yeah, it's yeah, muscles just have, there's a problem with muscles. Serious hormonal issues. So I went to the gynae because of my hormones. I thought that I just had like really bad hormonal imbalances and things. I'm not even going to go into that. So yeah, there was that. Obviously sluggish metabolism, very sluggish metabolism, water retention, very, very bad water retention, even to the point where I'm at risk of glaucoma. I've got because the pressure builds up behind my eyes because of water that just is so much water in my system that just doesn't flush out. Moods, yeah, very, very bad moods. Generally, like I swing from depression to anxiety. More depression than anxiety though. Yeah, a whole lot of things. And people call it people call Hashimoto's a silent disease, because symptoms are actually really common. So if you say to someone, yeah, I'm quite depressed, or yeah, I'm quite tired, like I'm tired all the time, or I'm depressed, or I struggle to lose weight, or I gain weight so easily, like it kind of happens to a lot of people. And it's not necessarily that you can't say you have a disease because you have those symptoms, but those symptoms can become so debilitating. You're like, oh, I have such bad water retention, like not really a big deal, but it does affect your life. Like, it's definitely affected mine on many levels, but especially this whole vision thing, like, for my eyes just to go blurry is really scary. And having no energy to do anything is really, it's debilitating. It's really debilitating. Anyway, so and the thing is, like, if I don't do anything about it, then if I don't fix this situation, then I won't have a thyroid left, because my body is currently attacking my thyroid, eating away at my thyroid. So yeah, that's not good. Anyway, I thought I'd share with you guys, I'd take you guys on a little journey of what I've been doing, and what I've been doing to fix it, but also why I feel I developed the disease to begin with. And I'm going to start with that. So since puberty, I have not had a good relationship with my body at all. It started when I was about 11. I put on a lot of weight. I would say it was probably emotional eating, just because I left Joburg, moved to Somerset West in Cape Town, close to Cape Town, and didn't want to leave Joburg. I was really happy there, and it took me a while to adjust to the idea of moving and to moving. Once we had moved, it took me about a year to really feel settled. So I did put on a lot of weight in that time, but it was also about a year before I started my period, so I was going into puberty, and there were hormonal changes and stuff. So I can't pinpoint it to an exact reason, but I do think I did eat a lot in that time. But I never really lost the weight, or I kept trying to go back to the Cara that existed before age 11, and the problem with that is obviously I was growing, my body was changing in any case, and I always felt huge because I was really tall at the time. I'm very short now, but I was about as tall as I am now when I was 11, 12, 13. So that messed with my head. And slowly as the years went by, my relationship with food and my body just became more and more and more toxic, to the point where by the time I was 16, I had an eating disorder. And yeah, I was basically a combination of anorexia and bulimia. I didn't eat, and if I did eat, I would just purge. And the only time I really ate was when I was around other people, just to make it seem like I didn't have a problem. And I hid it pretty well. I don't think anyone knew that I had an eating disorder at all. So yeah. And that lasted on and off for a good age 17. I stopped, and then I got back into this terrible cycle the year I turned 18, and it lasted until about third year varsity. Yeah, and then things started shifting. I kind of got myself into therapy and I healed myself, but it was all 100% on me. I never really shared my story with other people. I shared what was my story, which actually still, I acted as if it was a problem, even though it still was a problem. Yeah. Anyway, and even after that, my relationship with myself never really improved. I have worked on self-love over the years, and never really, I think it definitely improved. My relationship with food, ironically, never really improved, and I am a nutritionist. I studied food basically to try and heal myself, but also just because I'm very passionate about food. I always have been, ironically. Sorry, my throat's a bit scratchy. Oh. Every time I talk about this kind of thing, it just seizes. So to me, again, that to me is, on some level, I'm carrying this whole thing energetically as well, so I need to start expressing myself. Anyway, so yeah, so I think that's where it started, is just this constant self-attack. And they say autoimmune is, your body's attacking itself, and I've been attacking myself. The reason why I'm sharing this story with you guys is I don't want the same thing to happen to you. I know that so many girls spend their whole lives dieting and restricting calories and cutting out carbs and exercising like crazy and purging and binging and yo-yo dieting and all those things, and I've been doing that pretty much since I was 11 years old. Unfortunately now, for Hashimoto's, the 3 worst things that you can do if you have Hashimoto's: first thing is a low calorie diet, second thing is a low fat diet, and the third thing is a low carb diet, which is tricky because you gain, if you've got something like Hashimoto's, your thyroid's not working properly. Obviously it's very easy to gain weight and very difficult to lose it. So not being able to restrict myself in any way has been very difficult, but it's been so healing at the same time. And interestingly, I'm eating more carbs now than I probably have in my life. And I'm feeling so much better. I've actually managed to maintain my weight. I'm losing weight slowly. I've also cut out, the only thing I am cutting out are all the foods that I seem to have developed an intolerance for. I'm intolerant to a lot of foods at the moment. There are about 12 that I have to stay away from very strictly, including black pepper and lemons. How random. So I've been cutting out those things, mainly just to allow my body to heal, allow my gut to heal. I've definitely got I've got a leaky gut. That's sort of how autoimmune starts. And I've just been, I've been doing that, and I've been eating a lot of whole foods. I'm sticking to whole foods. I'm sticking to organic. I'm sticking to mainly plant-based. I do eat some fish now. Occasionally chicken, but I'm not a fan of animal food. And the more I connect with my body, 100%, the less animal food I'm able to eat. The more I meditate, the more I spend time in nature, the more I really, really and truly connect with myself. I really do struggle. I'm struggling to eat meat. I can't eat dairy. I can't eat eggs. I've cut that out because I'm intolerant to those foods. And those have always really been my main kind of animal products that I've been drawn to. So I'm not eating that at the moment. But yeah, so mainly plant-based, and I've just the main thing I've done is change my inner dialogue. So I don't wake up in the morning and start off my day looking at myself in the mirror. I wake up in the morning, I start off by, sitting down and having a big glass of water and not meditating, not very good at meditating, but just doing sort of like lighting a candle and setting my intentions for the day, my visualizations, affirmations, that sort of thing. I start off by complimenting myself rather than, looking at myself in the mirror and being like, oh my God, like, whatever, you need to pluck your eyebrows, Yeah, and so that's what I've been doing. And I just thought I'd share this message with you guys so long. Obviously, there are a lot of nutritional tips that I can give you if you do have an autoimmune condition. A lot of things that I've applied, a lot of things that have worked for me, a lot of things that haven't. And I do think that it differs from person to person. But I'm not on any form of altoxin or anything that's keeping my thyroid in check. I have started taking something called low-dose naltrexone. So naltrexone is actually used as kind of like an immune modulator. It was originally used for addicts, alcohol and drug addiction, to sort of help to rehabilitate people, and it works on your endorphin pathways and stuff. I feel a lot better on that, but it's definitely made me even more sensitive to the foods that I already am sensitive to. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my journey so far, and I'm just basically sending a message to all the girls out there. Please, please, especially teenage girls. I know how hard it is to love yourself. It is hard because we are so influenced by the media. We're influenced by our friends, and what you see in another girl. Other girls look at you and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, or she's so skinny, or she's so curvy, or she's so short or tall, or whatever. We always kind of seem to want what we don't have. Silly. Don't let it get to a point where you're sitting with something like Hashimoto's, because once you've got it for life. And I can whack it into remission, and I do believe that, I do feel like it'll just disappear one day. I do feel that any ailment that we develop is there to teach us something. And as a healer, obviously it would be body related. My lessons would be body related, because that's how I can help other people. But don't let it get to that point, girls. Just love yourselves. And yeah, it's such a waste of energy to be hard on yourself and to criticize other girls and to have played this whole judgy game. And if you are surrounded by people that make you feel insecure in any way, or make you feel like you're not good enough, or anything like that, if it's not you but it's the people you surround yourself with, walk away. It's the best thing you can do, not only for yourself but for the world, because that way, if you're in a better space, you're going to help other people to be in a better space too. So yeah, I hope that helped. Yeah, maybe I'll chat to you guys again sometime.